And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Decision Hour. I am Adam, and with me, as always, I got JD.
What's going on, everybody? It's
But
a hell of a day today.
if you are watching us right now, you will notice that there's a definitely taller, sexier looking man on the screen as opposed to what's normally there. And that's because JD's behind the mic. JD's behind the boards right now. So he's running the boards tonight, and I am out front blessing you all with my presence. JD, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I just have to say, you give me 50 days begging for me to be on camera. Get Adam off the
You know what?
camera.
And I'll be happy to give it back to you, man. So,
dude, I've already said I've dislocated my shoulder twice doing this workout.
That's because you're old.
I will accept that, but I am not giving up. I will have my abs back, my 21-year-old type abs.
Yeah.
I'll have them back. But I always tell the ladies, as always, anyway, I have like a 9-pack, not an 8-pack. I have like a 9-pack, but all of this is for their protection.
Yeah, right.
That's how I roll. Yeah. Now, we actually have a very special guest today.
Yeah.
And before we go into that, let me talk a little bit about our very special guest. Now, Ms. Janine Hernandez, we used to work together in the industry in the same place that me and you met. Okay. And since then, obviously, I've gone, one direction since then, and she's completely gone to the other side of the country. In Miami, I'm extremely jealous, and we'll talk to her about that here in a second. But she has accomplished actually quite a bit. So I'm going to give you here just a real quick kind of bio overview of what's going on with Ms. Janine Hernandez in Miami. And first off, again, I have to give a shout out to all my people in Miami, especially Dallas. What's going on there, buddy? I can't wait to get back out there to see you. I know you're listening, but hopefully we'll be out there for an event here. August, September timeframe, I'm thinking. Maybe October. Okay, so basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard of Ms. Janine Hernandez, she's a well-renowned author, speaker, mentor, basically just a world changer. She was awarded the 2011 Mitch Aiken Mentor of the Year Award through the New Pathways program. She holds a Master of Arts in International Business from Western International University. Janine's sole purpose in life, as she says, is to, quote unquote, impact other women. And she's also partnered up with PGP and introduced a women's empowerment event. Janine's, of course, is available for speaking engagements and whatnot. We'll be able to give out those social media plugs here in a little bit. But as of right now, let's go ahead and bring her on. Ms. Janine Hernandez. What's going on? What's going on, Janine? We are awesome. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let Janine, or excuse me, I'm going to let Adam. Adam's nowhere near as hot as you are, so I don't even know how I made that comparison. But I'm going to let Adam go ahead and start us off real quick. And the reason why I wanted to get the two of you on the show together is because you two have something in common that I do not have. You guys have a why and a vision of why you want to be successful that I do not have. And, God, the Lord has not blessed me with a child as of this time. Of course, I will need a girl to make that happen eventually, so I'm told. But both of you are single parents. Okay, so I definitely wanted to get you two together, and not like together, but get you two together and kind of speak about why it is that, having that type of a why, drives you on a daily basis. And let's start with Janine real quick, and then we'll kind of get Adam's answer. So go ahead, Janine.
constantly thinking, there is a purpose for me being here, in this world. And there's obviously a reason why I am his mom, and that's to bring him further in life. And every single night that passes, I'm constantly thinking, what would happen to him if something happened to me? And, am I in the position to be able to provide him everything that he needs if I were to pass away? And a lot of people tell me, you shouldn't be thinking that way. You should just live day by day. But honestly, we have to be prepared as parents. So every single day, Jamil, my son, is my wife. I'm constantly thinking, what can I do as a mother, as a woman, to really push him forward and push ourselves forward. And so he really is the reason why I do a lot of my woman empowerment events. He's the reason why I'm a business entrepreneur as well. Um, he really also holds me accountable. He's constantly, if I'm, having a moment there where I'm slacking off, he puts me in check and he reminds me real quick of what my purpose is and what I'm trying to accomplish. So it's actually a blessing to be a single parent. Honestly, I don't have any excuses at all. I feel like even though I'm not married and I am a single mother, I am able to accomplish anything. And there's nothing that can stop me. So having him as my wife, um, like I said, is a blessing. And yes, that's my take on that. What is yours?
Yeah, you know what, Janine, this is Adam. And first off, again, thanks for being on the show with us tonight. I've been a single dad for 11 and a half years. My son's 12. And yeah, I can definitely relate where you're coming from. I mean, my son is basically my world, my life. I think people ask me what's the hardest thing um, I've ever had to do, and there's two things. One is being a single parent because it's not easy, um, but it's definitely worth it. The other thing is living when you've wanted to give up so many times in life, and my son has not allowed me to give up. I tell everybody he's been my saving grace. He's the reason why I'm alive today, and he's the reason why I do the things that I try to do. I try to give him a better life, and even through the struggles and whatnot, I always tell him always strive to be better than what daddy is, because he sees that sometimes I get frustrated. He's like, "Why are you frustrated?" I was like, don't get frustrated, especially at the little stuff, because especially at the stuff that doesn't matter. And it's easy for me to teach him the things that I don't necessarily like about myself. And I've seen him grown into um, a not so little boy anymore. He's turned into a big boy. And he's got such character, and he's so well behaved, and he's so, I'm truly, as Janine said, I'm very blessed to have my son, because I honestly think if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I'd be here.
Mm-hmm.
That's so powerful. And from the outside looking in, I say obviously from the outside looking in because I don't have any children. um, I'd like to have a dog eventually first. I think that's probably where I should start. But one of the things that you said from the very beginning, Janine, is that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. And I admire that about you. I truly do. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on this show, because unfortunately, as a society, I think that I guess you put them in the argument as like the baby mama. They have the standards of, well, my man's going to take care of me. His father's going to take care of him. Um, the government will give me what I need to be able to feed my child. You are not resting on any of that at all.
It's true. I'm not. I believe that all of that is a lie that you tell to yourself. And I'm not. I don't want to be a product of the environment. I want to be my own product of my own environment. And for me, there is no excuses. Even though I am a single mom, that doesn't stop me from doing certain things. And I'm going to be very honest with you. A couple years ago, I would say like maybe 4 years ago, I did have tell yourself and what you teach yourself. And so I started to tell myself, this is more of a reason for me to continue to do what I want to do. And he's just a part of it. And so everything that I do, me and my sons do it together. All my everything, business meetings, he comes with me. He's just a part of me. And there's nothing that I can't do because of him. He doesn't hold me back. So one of my real something that I really would like to get across to other single moms is that um, the children, they're not an excuse. They're not. Don't let your why be the reason why you don't do something. You know what I mean? And keep them involved. I keep my son very involved. We do vision boards together, and I let him tell me what is it that he wants to accomplish. And in him doing that, it allows me to kind of plan out my year. We plan it out, and um, I incorporate what he wants to do in my bigger picture, my bigger plans. So I really do suggest, keeping them involved and not allowing anything to get in the way. Anything.
Absolutely. That's phenomenal. And you know what? I want to get a clearer idea of what your vision is. What is it that, I mean, we know what your why is, okay? And that's your child, and that's for both of you. But what is your ultimate vision as far as your outcome? What do you want your outcome to be as far as being an entrepreneur and what it can bring to not only you, but to your child?
Okay, well, honestly, my vision right now, like you mentioned earlier, I am doing a women's empowerment event. I've partnered up with Pretty Girl Progression, which is another company here in South Florida. And what we're really trying to accomplish is empowering other women, whether it's the single mom, whether it's the woman that, doesn't believe in herself, the woman that never went after her dreams, the woman that doesn't have a good job or is being told in their household from when they're younger that they can't do something, the woman that might have been through a domestic violence or a situation in their past. We want to reach out to all of those women and really let them know that, we went through something in our past, but that didn't stop us. We didn't allow that to make us a victim, and we're going to surpass it. So we held our first women's empowerment event a couple months ago. It was a success. And what we're really trying to accomplish is we're going to be doing a tour around the United States, hitting up different states, different locations, and we're going to really reach out to those women, whether it be, talking about those issues that women go through and how you can overcome them, or, talking about how to start up your own business, or talking about, how to fix your credit, just anything that has to do with us getting to that next level. Um, and in doing that, I'm partnering up with Pretty Girl Progression. I really do think that we're going to be changing a lot of lives, not only down here in South Florida, but around the country. Our first event, we had about 30 to 40 girls show up. We've had some sponsorships, raffles. It was a good time. We had a DJ. They laughed, they cried, they broke chains. It was good. But for the vision for the future, I see us in arenas. We're going to be selling out arenas, talking to many women, and just making an impact. Really reaching out to those girls and letting them know that they don't have to be alone. They can be a part of something greater. So I'm always, even right now, I'm looking for girls that want to be involved in this in different states. I don't look at it as something that I'm doing. It's something that we as a team are doing. So I have a group of girls, and we work together as a team, and I take ideas and feedback. So
Janine, I got a question for you. Janine, this is Adam. I got a question for you. How did this all start? I mean, can you take us back to when this first came to your mind where, I'm going to start this, I'm going to start doing public speaking about, you know, doing stuff for women and stuff. How did this all come to for where it's at right now?
Well, to start off, about let's see, 2011, I was a part of the New Catholic program in Arizona, and what I did was I was a mentor to young girls. I used to talk to them about pretty much anything and everything when it came to sex, rape, drug abuse, pretty much everything. I have a young girl that I used to mentor on a weekly basis, and actually, I still have a very good relationship with her. Through that program, I was awarded the AJB Mentor of the Year award. It was a very intensive 9 month program where they taught you how to overcome fear, how to not let your personal issues hold you back. And in doing this program with the children, it also allowed me to do the program as well. I went through all the emotions with the kids, and I brought a lot out of myself and pushed myself forward from that. Shortly after that, I always had a vision of, I want to empower other women because, I saw the difference in my youth. At the time, she was about 14. Right now, she's about 18. And she still calls me to this day asking for advice or, just wanting to get feedback from me. And I always, ever since that program, it really, like, I realized that that was my calling. And that was the reason why I am here. There's certain things in my past that I went through, but I'm going to use that as a vehicle to get me to, reach out to those other women that allow those circumstances to really hold them back. So that's where my vision started, and I got deported. I moved down here to Florida. There were certain things that went on that kind of deported me a little bit from my dream, but right now it's go time. So I'm like so focused and so ready to get this off the ground right now.
Nice.
That's awesome, Janine. Now, can you talk a little bit for those that kind of have the same mentality, but not really sure how to go about taking that step to become a leader in the field of being a single mom or just empowering other women. What platforms are available to them to be able to go out and get their voice heard? How can they reach out to you? How can they join you? Where can they go from here?
First, I mean, if this is something that someone is interested in getting involved with, I can be reached on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. It's Janine Hernandez, or Instagram. It's Janine.HBZ5301. You can also reach me via email. I'm always looking for girls that are, wanting to be a speaker and share their stories, or even if they want to help behind the scenes just to get involved. I'm always looking for those girls. You can always email me at purpose-driven-initiatives@gmail.com. Um, so like I said, I'm looking for girls in different states that are willing to get involved. Um, I really would like to hear from them, and I really would love to hear their stories and where they're coming from. What is it that they're doing, at the moment? What is their vision for the future? I just want to partner up with, smart and talented women.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is, and granted, this is kind of a different avenue for us on the
Yep.
decision hour
Yep.
because obviously we're two pretty awesome strapping young men, at least me anyway. So this is the first time we've actually gone the route of trying to help the empower women.
Right.
Especially with everything that goes on in the news today. You got Ray McDonald being released from the Chicago Bears after being released from the Niners on assault charges and child endangerment, and it's just unfortunately, I think that single women out there, whether they have children or not, unfortunately, they may have felt that the life that they were in
Mhm.
that was also causing them danger was the life that maybe they felt the only thing that they really deserved, and which keeps them stuck in that life, because their standards, they were taught from whatever age
Right.
that this is their standards of life.
Or, and you can, I know several women out there that like sexual abuse or anything like that, and they've been taught that stuff. And my hat goes off to my mom was a single mother for many years until I was 12, and she raised us, and I saw how well she did. So and Janine, my hat's off to you as well. Just seeing, you know, following you the last few days, and getting to know you just through your social media stuff, and hearing all the cool things that you were doing. My hat's off to you as well. But I think it's awesome what you're doing.
Thank you.
And you're very welcome. And again, to connect with Janine, and don't go anywhere, Janine. We still got some questions for you, but to connect with Janine, you can go to facebook.com/Janine.Hernandez. That's JANINE.Hernandez, especially those here in Arizona, because again, you do not need to be in her state. You do not to be in the same city as her to actually be able to get your voice heard and to be able to partner with Janine. I think that she's got a very positive message that really does need to go out there to single women, to embattled women, to women that have just had struggles and just need some hope as far as what your life can be if you're willing to allow and open yourself up for change, and not just change but possibilities. um, even myself, my life didn't change until I actually opened up myself to the possibility of change. And until you can get to that point, then you're going to continue to struggle, and you're going to continue to live by a certain set of standards. um, I think that's another important thing, is you need to believe that your lifestyle is not set permanently. You can raise your lifestyle by making the decision to change it right now. And you have somebody now in Janine that you can reach out to. And again, I've known her for a few years. She's very approachable. She's extremely approachable, and she's very friendly, and she will sit down and help you in any way that she can. So to get in touch with her, again, Janine.Hernandez on Facebook.com, or Facebook.com/Janine.Hernandez, and on Instagram.com/Janine.HDZ5301. And even on LinkedIn, as you can see, she is opening herself on multiple outlets. And I'll actually help her out to be able to spread that out, as I'm pretty good on social media groups and whatnot. So Janine, you can pick my mind, my brain as much as you possibly want to through the Veteran Network.
Caution, dark place.
Whatever. But yeah, you can connect with Janine through LinkedIn at Janine Hernandez, and again, also at Purpose Driven Initiatives at gmail.com. There's so many different ways that she is open to help you out, but you have to be open to allow that change and that help to come to you. All right. We're ready to help you. Janine is ready to help you, but you have to be open, and you just have to be open to that possibility that change can happen. So, Janine, you have anything to add to that?
Yes. When, like you had mentioned earlier, I had gone to school for my Master of Arts in International Business, and I honestly, the only reason that I went to school for that was because I love to travel. It's my passion, and so starting, purpose-driven initiatives and partnering with City Girl for Progression, we thought, what better way than to reach out to women or other women, and in a way that we can also, travel the world and visit and do different things, activities. Um, so that's one of the, like, yeah, like you mentioned, it doesn't matter if, some of the girls are not in Florida. Washington, D.C. as well. I'm going to Seattle, Vancouver. I'm going all over the United States for the remainder of the year. So I'm looking to meet up and partner with different women. But what we really, like I said, what we're really trying to accomplish is a core of women empowerment events, women that love to travel and, just meet up and see what the different cultures are in these different states and different parts of the world. Um, I also, for vision of the future, like I said, I do envision us, selling out auditoriums, stadiums, things like that. But also doing, weekend retreats where it's like a Friday to Sunday, and it's an all-girls out weekend, and we're just going through all of these things, whether it be business entrepreneurship, learning how to be your own, business consultant, doing different things in the travel industry, or how to be a mentor, a leader, different workshops. So the vision, it's only, the possibilities are endless. So I'm looking, for those women in those different states that are really looking to make a difference and, travel and do this tour with us and really partner up with us and see where it takes us. So.
Outstanding, absolutely. And when you come to Arizona, you have to come on the show live. You have to make that promise. Outstanding. All right, Jean, can you stick with us a little bit longer? We're coming up on a break here, but when we come back, can you be available for a few more questions?
Sure, no problem.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We will be right back on the Decision Hour with Janine Hernandez.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
Veterans served us, now it's time we serve them. As a veteran of Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as a current military member deployed abroad, I would like to take a minute of your time to tell you about Patriot Hills of New York. Patriot Hills of New York is a nonprofit organization providing support to veterans and their families. They partner veterans in need with over 65 health and wellness organizations, community groups, as well as philanthropic foundations providing no or low-cost services. They've helped over 400 veterans through confidential referral services, assistance with veterans issues, employment placement, as well as educational opportunities. If you need assistance or just want to help veterans by donating your time or services, contact them at info@patriothills.org. Again, that's info@patriothills.org. Visit patriothillsnewyork.com for more information about their services or how you can donate. Our veterans deserve no less. We can give it to them, and you can help.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Decision Hour. I am Adam, and with me we got JD and our very special guest,
Ms. Janine Hernandez. Janine, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Outstanding.
I gotta ask, what's the weather like in Miami right now? Are you in Southern Florida?
It's about 80 degrees, and it's starting to get very, very humid.
Oof. The 80 degrees is nice. The humidity, yeah, not so much.
Yeah, see, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's getting warm here, that's for sure. So
Yeah, dust storms though, I'd rather, go to the beach when it's humid than just like go hiding in a dust storm. So definitely miss that. Janine, let's talk a little bit about the business that you started up. Okay. Now, what again is the name of your company?
Well, for compliance issues, I can't disclose the name of the company.
Okay.
However, the organization that I'm in, we incorporate more fun, freedom, and fulfillment. Pretty much what we do is we travel the world, we have fun, and we live life. Um, if you were to follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see that I'm pretty much somewhere every single month with my son. Like I said, going back to the single parent role, I don't let anything hold me back. So I do a lot of traveling with my son. Most of it is not, not business travel, but it's just going out and enjoying and doing different things, being able to get up one day and decide, I want to get up and go somewhere today. And you book your flight and you just go. So that's pretty much what I've been a part of for about a year and a half now. And I've had some amazing experiences. I've met so many new people. I've traveled to different places. I've, ate at a lot of different restaurants, done a lot of different things that normally I wouldn't have been able to do in the past. Hopefully, with this concept, I'll be able to retire myself within the next 6 months. Um, so what we're really looking.
wait a minute. Time out.
Slow down.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Did you just say like? Are you talking retirement?
Yes, I'm seeking retirement, leaving the 9 to 5 job.
In 6 months.
In 6 months.
I need to step up my game.
Man, hats off to you, girl. I'm cheering for you.
Hey, me too. You know what, Janine? I'm gonna meet you there. What's 6 months from now? It's November. November.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's 6, 7 months. So my timeline is December.
I'm in, Adam.
Jeez.
Adam, we got work to do, man.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
All right, I gotta ask Janine. All right, you don't just wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh, retire by December." How did you come up with this game plan, and what types of things do you do on a daily basis to make sure that this is going to come true?
Well, first of all, what I've learned from my mentors is that a goal is not a goal if it doesn't have a date on it. So my goal is December 22nd, 2015. The reason why I chose that date is because I'm going to China on December 23rd. So I want to make sure that I accomplish this before my China trip. So really, I've learned that when you set a timeline for yourself and you set a goal, a date, your mind can accomplish anything that you tell yourself. Um, a day in the life for me, like I said, I don't sleep at night. I work 9 to 5 at my corporate job. Right now, I'm a director of human resources. I love my job. I love what I do, but I do realize that I am working for someone else. And my boss has a yacht. She has $1 million home. She has all these nice things, and I don't. So I had to learn that if I want what she has, then I'm gonna have to do something different. I can't sit around and be lazy. So pretty much, I work 9 to 5. During my lunch hour, I'm dedicating my time to my business. After work, I pick up my son. We go and we talk to people. We network. We socialize. When my son is sleeping, I'm still working. I'm on my lap time. I'm doing Skype calls. I'm text messaging people. I'm staying active. So even though I'm in Florida, there's that 3-hour difference where my friends in Arizona and California are still awake. So I'm constantly working. I usually get about maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep at night. And some days, it's hard, but I've learned that, building or going after your dreams and building what you want for yourself and your future is a lot more important than sleep. Some people prefer to go to sleep. And and that's one of my biggest fears is going to sleep and missing an opportunity. So I'm constantly talking to different people, constantly networking. Um, and honestly, I believe in the law of attraction where you will attract the right people in your life at the right time. So, yeah, December is my deadline, and I will accomplish it. Um, that's pretty much a day in the life of Janine. On top of all of that, being a single mom, my son is a soccer, I have to get my son ready for school and the homework and all of that. None of that stops me. You know, I'm in the car on business calls. I'm constantly listening to audiobooks while I'm at work, listening to, motivational videos. I have it a goal to read, 10 to 15 minutes every single day, um, business entrepreneurship or self-motivation books. So it's a lot of personal development that goes into this. But like I said, when you have a goal and you set a date for it, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. The only thing that's going to hold you back is yourself. And I refuse, especially since my son is watching me, I refuse to let anything hold me back from accomplishing that in December.
Wow, Janine,
Jeez.
I'm impressed.
Damn.
I almost want to go back, just rewind this. As a matter of fact, I will be going back and rewinding this and taking some notes. If you're listening to Ms. Janine Hernandez on the Decision Hour right now, wait until I post the replay and then go back and listen and take notes for exactly what she just said. I mean, I hang out and I've talked to some of the best entrepreneurs out there who make millions of dollars, and they say exactly what she just said.
Yeah.
The exact same thing. They do the exact same thing that she just said. I have no doubt in my mind because of that you are going to hit your goal. No doubt in my mind. And I actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to be there to celebrate with you. I would, because you deserve it.
Well, I mean, that whole China trip, let me just say this. I mean, that can be, traveling overseas can be dangerous sometimes. So if you need an escort or somebody to, a bodyguard or whatnot, I know a guy. So I'm just throwing that out there. So
Adam's part
Yeah,
Japanese, not Chinese. There is a difference there.
I know.
But Janine, no, everything you just said makes perfect sense. December 22nd.
Yeah, I mean, she hit it out out of the park right there. I mean, utilizing all the time that she has. It's being a single parent and doing as much as she does. I don't. They say women know how to multitask better than men because I think I do okay. I end up falling asleep just because of my stuff through the military. But I spending time with my son I've always worried, am I not spending enough time? Well, now that he's 12, he's getting at an age where he's like, all right, it's not cool to hang out with dad. So that works for me because I'm able to try to focus more on other things.
Mhm.
But hearing her go, I was like, yeah, I get 2 hours of sleep. And then she's up and doing it again. And then look she's getting ready to retire. That's her goal, is to retire. And
She's younger than we are.
Yeah, and I figured as much. I didn't want to ask the question, but I assumed that she was younger than us. And the fact that she's doing that and being even her corporate job, being in the position that she's in right now,
Mhm.
I mean, that's a big position.
Most people would be absolutely happy with working the next 20 years in that job.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good position to be in. But it's only good if you're happy being there. And the fact that she's got a goal that she's looking at retiring this year, my God, that is amazing.
It is. It's absolutely amazing. Miss Janine Hernandez. Wow. Just throwing golden nuggets out there to everybody to pick up. And if you haven't taken notes yet, then go back and listen to the replay. It'll be posted within 30 minutes after the show, and take notes. What she is telling you, not only have I heard it from those that I learned from, but I've also heard it from people like Tony Robbins, from people like Napoleon Hill and Get Rich or Think and Grow Rich. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
And again, I have no doubt in my mind that she will have the drive and that she absolutely will reach her goal and her dream and her vision on December 22nd. of this year. That's a great time to hit it too, and just start the new year coming back. Now, how long are you going to be in China?
I'll be there for a week. I'm very, very excited for this trip, and I actually got the trip because I know that I need to reward myself. So um, that's my reward. If I don't, well, I'm not going to say it, but China is coming because December 22nd will occur. But um, going back to a little bit about what you said about reading and all of that. One of the books that I just finished reading was what to say when you talk to yourself. And what I learned from this book is that it really is, that little voice inside of your head that tells you, you can or you can't do something. Um, this book pretty much changed it for me because you kind of start realizing all of the negative things that you tell yourself throughout the day, and you start changing it, and you change it from a negative to a positive. I can, I will, or you start speaking it into existence and speaking in the future that I have accomplished this by this date. So that's what I'm constantly telling myself, and even with you know, as far as the reading, it is true what you said. Like I listen a lot to like Jim Rohn and Les Brown, and one of the things that I have learned is that without reading and that knowledge, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to constantly be feeding yourself, all that positivity. So my goal is to read 300 books within the next 2 years. And so I really highly, highly recommend that for, all of the business entrepreneurs out there or those single moms. And as far as the children are involved, my son, his attention span is very, very short. So, like I said, keep them involved. Make a vision board with them. Let them know where you're going and how you're going to arrive there before you even get there. And my son, for example, he knows exactly like how my business is going. He knows exactly how many people I've talked to in the day. He knows when we're gonna go to a training event. He knows when we're gonna go meet up with so and so. He knows everything because I've included him in that. You have to make them feel like they're a part of it, and they'll be more motivated. They'll be more wanting to follow you. When you don't include your children in your vision and what you're trying to accomplish, they kind of get sidetracked and they do their own thing. So that's something that has really helped me is the reading and keeping my son involved. I also highly, highly recommend that if you are going to be reading and taking it to that level, that you also do that with your children. I've bought my son a couple of different books. Rich Dad Poor Dad has a Smart Kids, Rich Kid book. So my son reads that, and I'm constantly getting him different things to feed his mind as well at his level, at the 7-year-old level. But um, really, the reading has helped a lot. It really helps you change your mind from a negative to a positive, and helps you achieve those goals a lot faster. When you believe in yourself, it's gonna come true.
Absolutely, Janine. And just to recap, as Janine said, look, to take that step, it doesn't have to be a huge step. All you got to do is you start reading 15 minutes a day. You turn your car into a classroom. Your transit to and from work, you listen to your audios, you listen to motivation audios, you listen to self-help, you listen to entrepreneur audios, and the same thing with your books. It doesn't take that much time, and believe it or not, you have the time. It's just most of the time a lot of people don't want to sacrifice their favorite TV show or listening to their favorite music on the way to work or whatever, and then they can't figure out why it is they don't have the time, or they think they don't have the time to create that change. And one of the things that has always bothered me, which is why I wanted the both of you to be here at the same time on this show. Again, I don't have children, and I help people run their own business and get the tools that they need. Now, I don't know everything, and what I do know, I learn, I do it, and then I teach it. And well, the excuse that I always hear is, well, I have kids, or I have a son, or I have a daughter to take care of. To me, if you have a son or a daughter or multiple children, you don't have a choice but to make time to make sure that their future is secure. With me, it took me a long time to get going because I don't have what you guys have. And I think that's what bothers me the most is there's too many people out there that have so much to fight for and they don't do it. They have it when they come home. You know, they've got a wife, they've got a husband, they've got a son, a daughter. Even as a single mom or a single dad, you look at your why in the face every single day, and yet you struggle to find the energy to create a better life. And I just don't understand it. I don't. I'm sorry. Can one of you please explain this to me about why that is?
I think, Janine, I'll take this one if you don't mind, but I think for some people, it really depends on um, background and the things that life is thrown at them at that time, whether it's health issues, or maybe they have some demons in their past that are preventing them to move forward, or maybe they're honestly, maybe they're just afraid. Maybe they're just afraid of success. Maybe they're afraid of failure. Maybe they're afraid of um, you know doing the wrong thing and causing more pain to their loved ones. Whatever the case it may be. Does it make sense? Not always, but for us that have gone through it, it doesn't have to make sense for us. um I think for us, people like us three on this program right now, I think we had what we are fortunate to do is we get to use our success, and our failures for that point, as a teaching tool to help those in need that might need that extra boost, that might need that boost of self-confidence, that might maybe those people just need somebody like us to say, hey, it's going to be okay. You can get through this. I used to tell people when I worked at that other place that we all are familiar
The other
with.
place, yes.
I started there, and my first year there, I killed it in sales. I'm a salesperson. I rocked it in sales, and I realized halfway through it, I was like, I am such a hypocrite because I'm selling this and I'm not doing it myself. And finally, I went back and started doing that and became the poster child for so many years. And it made me feel a lot better knowing that I was like, listen, if I can get through this, and I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I've been fortunate enough to run successful businesses. I've sold them off. I've had several businesses fail miserably, and I'm still here. And and if I can get through, whether it's going to college or starting a business, listen, anybody can. If Adam Bird can do it, then there's no reason why Joe Schmo or Jane Doe or anybody that has an idea, they just gotta be willing to do it. And I remember 2.5 years ago, or a little over 2 years ago, um, when I took what I call the leap of faith, and it was running this business full time. And I've made a lot of mistakes on the way, and I've done a lot of things wrong. But I'm fortunate because I'm still here, and it's allowed me to do. And I've learned so much in the last 2 years. Um, and I know for a fact that hadn't I done that, I wouldn't be where I'm at in my life today.
And I agree with that. I think the biggest thing, the biggest reason why it's so tough to make the decision is because of that fear of either failure or the fear of success. And for those of you out there that are on the edge and you're thinking about, should I do this or should I not? I guess the only advice that I can really give you is that you have to be willing to fail and you have to be okay with failure because failure does not mean that your vision has come to an end. Failure does not mean that your dreams and your goals and your why has come to an end. All failure is feedback on how to readjust and move forward. You don't have to see, I can throw out all these cliches. You don't have to see the end of the road to continue to drive on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to see the top of the stairs, what's at the top of the stairs in order to go up them. You know? I mean, there's just so many things and there's so many ways and there's so many communities starting with Ms. Janine Hernandez that are out there to help you. And I guess the best piece of advice that I can give you is to go in and be okay with not knowing anything and just follow those who are where you want to be and listen to them and do what it is they do. It's really not that tough. It's really not. I made a little over a year and a half ago, I made my first income online. And this was after years and years of struggling, thousands of dollars wasted on the next big thing. And it took a lot for me to actually look at myself and be like, Jesus, the reason why I failed wasn't them. It was me. I didn't listen. I didn't follow directions. I wanted that get rich quick, post a link and earn $1 million type thing. I'm sorry, but that stuff's not out there. But there is a way. There is most definitely a way. There's many ways.
Right.
And all you have to do is find somebody that's where you want to be and follow them. And again, for you ladies out there, whether you're a single mom or not, Janine Hernandez is a perfect example of the type of individual that you need to follow and that you need to join hands with. And Janine, I'll let you go ahead and give us your final words for today on that and anything else that you want to get out there before we go ahead and wrap up.
Thank you. I agree with everything that you said. And like I said, I'm not a millionaire yet. I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, but I know exactly where I'm going. You have to know where you're going and just push and follow those that are there already and do everything that they say. Be coachable, listen, don't speak, just shut up and listen to what they're telling you. Really take it all in and model what they're telling you to do because it really does make a difference. If there's anything in your life that's holding you back, whether it's a person, a significant other, even a job, if something is holding you back from what you're trying to, where you're trying to get, you need to burn that bridge. I learned that from Les Brown. You need to burn that bridge because at the end, you're allowing those things to hold you back from where you're trying to get. Um, so if I had to leave you with anything, like I said, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know exactly where I'm going, and I would love to bring as many women with me. Women that want to travel the world, explore different places, and empower other women. In different states, different countries. Reach out to me. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear where you're coming from, what your visions are, what are your goals, what is it that you're trying to accomplish. I want to help you so you can help me.
That's outstanding. Ms. Janine Hernandez, I can't tell you enough how
Thank
thankful
you,
we are.
Janine.
Absolutely. Adam, you want to go ahead and last words?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Gene, for being on the show with us tonight. Um, appreciate you, and best of luck with everything that you do.
Thank you so much. And again, if you would like to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on purposedriveninitiatives@gmail.com. And on Instagram, it's Janine, JANINE.HDZ5301 on Instagram.
Outstanding. And Janine, I can't wait for you to come back to Arizona so we can get you on live on camera, hopefully in the new studio.
Yeah.
At that point, as we are working on a nice new studio, so we can't wait to get that going. So my closing thoughts, look, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It all comes down to one thing. It comes down to making the decision that you deserve more out of life. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're tired of living the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, if you're tired of going to a cubicle all day and seeing, your boss, your director, your managers reaping the benefits of all of your hard work, then it's time to make the decision right now to join us and join hands with Janine, with Adam Bird, with myself. You can go to www.birdsoftheword.com, BIRDZ, theword.com, or themotivatedmindset.com. You can also check us out, The Decision Hour, on Facebook. And, even if you just want to talk to somebody about the possibility of doing it, reach out to us. We're more than happy to discuss further with you and the steps that you should take to go ahead and not only get started, but get started in the right direction. So, Ms. Janine Hernandez, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you guys for having me, and I can't wait to visit you guys next month in Arizona.
Outstanding. Janine, thanks again so much. We'll go ahead and let you go, but we will keep in touch via the social media route. That was Ms. Janine Hernandez on the Decision Hour here on this beautiful Tuesday in 115-degree Phoenix, Arizona. Now, it's not that hot just yet, but ladies and gentlemen, as always, don't forget about Vets on Sports this evening on the Vets on Media Network. Adam, you want to give some shout outs so we can pay some bills?
Yeah, real quick, let's do big shout out to all the Vets on Media sponsors. We have Patriot Hills in New York, great nonprofit organization, upstate New York, doing some incredible things for the veterans. Go to Patriot Hills. PatriotHills.org. We also have a good friend of mine, Sam Cachola with Reality Realty. For all of your real estate needs, check them out at virginiaheroes.com. That's the virginiaheroes.com. He's on the East Coast, but he works on a national level. He is the number one real estate company in the Virginia, D.C., Maryland area. Also, another good friend of ours, and no stranger to the network, Mammoth Global Partners with Carl I. That is mammothglobalpartners.com. Check them out. We also have AR500 Armor. Yeah, those guys. I love these guys. These guys are cool. Hanging out with them. They got an indoor range that we go down and shoot at and test their body armor. And the stuff is absolutely amazing. AR500 Armor. Check them out. AR500armor.com. Militarypoloshirts.com. Black Flag Firearms. .com and militarymarketplace.com. All of those great. And last, certainly not least, good friends of ours, Tactical 16 is another company. It's actually a publisher. And we got one more.
Heroes Vodka.
That's right. You cannot forget Heroes Vodka.
I love Heroes Vodka.
And with the Heroes Vodka, we want to remind you, make sure you drink responsibly. Jeff?
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, again, it only comes down to one thing. Go ahead and make the decision today to reach out to us so we can help you go ahead and move forward with your vision, with your new life, and anything and everything that is possible. For myself, for Adam, this is the Decision Hour. We will see you next Tuesday, same time. We'll talk to you later.
busking in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the frame? You're the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight till